excited that you're here with us this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get started because we're getting started a few minutes late, and we want to have as much time for you to be able to learn about Madison County and Anderson's Native American history. So I'm excited to have with us today from Bartlesville, Oklahoma, Michael Pace. Michael Pace is a great-great-great-grandchild of Chief Anderson, who was a Delaware chief that landed on the shores of the White River in the late 1700s. And the Delawares lived here in Anderson, what is now called Anderson, till 1821. So let's give Mike a warm welcome, and he'll lead us through the program.
Very good. Willie Kishko. Guskahet Chalaniksi. Good day. Nobody here speaks Lenape. Now you guys do, I know. Well, all right. Well, we're happy to be here. Willie Kishko, it's a good day. And this weekend, we're going to have a good time at the Andersontown Powwow. This is something that we celebrate every year now here in Anderson. And it is a celebration of the Lenape tribe, or the Delaware tribe, when we used to live here. Oh, we're switching mics. Very good. Well, I'm going to ask you to participate with us today a little bit later. It's always a good thing. That's what the dance and that's what the powwow is all about, is sharing our time with the people and our friends and our relatives who come in and share with us. This is a celebration. And so we're asking all of you, how many have ever been to a powwow? Well, you guys are doing pretty good. Now, those of you that haven't, you're missing out on quite a few things. So we're going to give you a little taste of this today. We have some dancers that are going to come out. We're going to show you the different styles of dance that we have, that you will see at the powwow. And, you know, as usual, of course, at any of these events like that, there's going to be plenty of traders and dealers that are going to have things that you might want to look at and buy. And, of course, there's always a lot of good food. And I'm going to teach you one word here. Actually, it's two words, but these really are the only two words you need to know in Lenape. And those two words are Alepsi, Meetsi. And you all say that? Alepsi, Meetsi. Now, Alepsi, Meetsi, see, you can use that at home, because Alepsi, Meetsi means hurry up and eat. So I want you to use that one too. Well, we're going to do a dance program. Like I said, we encourage you to come out this weekend, because when we do have the dance in the arena, anybody is allowed to come in. There are times, of course, when we have special dances or specials that we do where the public is not allowed to come in. But most of the time in the intertribal dances and things, you're allowed to come in and participate with us. And of course, being the MC, I'll let you know about that. So I encourage you, all of you. How many would you like to come to the powwow this weekend? Well, very good. That's the whole idea. Unfortunately, we only have one woman dancer here so far, and that is Ella Pace, who also happens to be my wife, and she's going to come up. We're going to do a dance for her. And Ella is wearing what we call a traditional Delaware woman's shawl dance. And she's wearing her traditional clothes that the Delaware women wore. And you will notice her blouse that she has on has a coverlet to it. And that was based on the old Dutch work clothes that the women had, because the Delaware actually are from the East Coast. And we met the Dutch, and the Dutch women wore those work clothes. Well, the Delaware women liked those blouses. So they began to incorporate them into their own clothing. And of course, traditional clothing, you're going to have those big Bertha collars, is what we call them now. And she's also decorating those with silver washers. She's also carrying a purse that you can see here, which is also something that only the Delaware women carry. And that is a tulip purse, because the Dutch brought those tulips over And the women liked those flowers so much, which they had never seen, they created a purse that you would carry. And if you ever see a woman carrying that, you will know that that is a Delaware woman. Ella's also carrying her shawl, and that's to also, the fringe on there shows the motion as she dances. And of course, she has what we call a wraparound skirt. And on that skirt, down the right side, she has ribbon work. All Delaware women wear their ribbon work on the right side because as you look at different types of dancers in any powwow, you can actually look at what people are wearing and you can tell what tribe they're from. So the Delaware women would always carry their ribbon work on the side. And they also have leggings, short leggings that fit up under that, and it's also decorated with ribbon work. And of course, the Delaware moccasins. Delaware had a different style of moccasins that they wore, which were pulled up at the toe and filled in with ribbon work, and of course on the sides was covered with the ribbon again. So we're going to do what we call today a Southern traditional woman's dance, carrying her shawl. And this is the type of thing you will see at the powwow too. So I'm going to let Ella take over on that. Okay, very good. Now, that's just one type of dance because in the arena today and a powwow dance, which is an intertribal dance today, not celebrating just one tribe, you have many tribes that are represented at tribal powwows, intertribal powwows today. And you have within those dances, each person chooses a style of dance. So the women have many styles of dance that they pick out and want to use and show, and then the appropriate dress that goes to it. The men, very same thing. So we're going to start out with what we call the men's straight dance. And the men's straight dance is a southern dance, and we have a couple of dancers here, so I'm going to bring these guys out. Okay, I'm getting old. I kind of forgot Sam's name. So Sam Murphy is one of our straight dancers. Now you're going to notice how he was wearing his things, because you're going to see other styles of dance. So, men Southern Straight, they do not wear those flowered or the eagle feather bustles on the back. But he's wearing with his leather leggings and moccasins, northern style, and he's also carrying these deer toes, which he uses as the rattles. Because in the old days, you picked out things and they do make a unique sound, whereas I am wearing the bells. Also, just a simple shirt with your cross pieces on here and a beaded belt that he's wearing. But on top of his head, he has what we call a porky roach. And a roach was out of deer hair and porcupine hair that you folded up and put together and folded so it stood way up high. And of course, you integrated that with your cross piece, because these tied to your hair. Now, what I'm wearing is what we call an otter turban. And for the old guys like me, this is easier than trying to tie that on top of your head. And so, because my hair's getting too thin for that. But anyway, but we're both dressed pretty much the same way. And the dance that we're going to do is really, the Southern Straight dance was a dance that was used to emulate a hunter actually tracking through the forest, looking for either a person or an enemy, or they were hunting. And so you'll notice as we dance, we'll be using these sticks, which we call dance sticks. Go ahead and hold yours up there. And these sticks took the place of what in the old days, since these are war dances, we were actually carrying weapons in those days. But today we carry what we call the dance stick. And also the eagle fan that are going to be carried here. And the fans were also something that we always take great care of. You're not allowed to carry an eagle fan unless you're a member of a federally recognized tribe. You have to have that license to carry those. So we're going to give you an example of this, and as we dance around, look at our different styles of how we dance. Everybody does their own thing. They pick out how they want to dance and how they show the dance that they're going to do. But we're also going to be tracking, and we'll try to keep up with the beat of the drum. So Mel, if you'd give us a drum, we'll get started. What we're going to do now is something where we can actually have a couple of classes come up. So while the other girls are getting ready, we're going to do a couple of round dances. You know, when we do these dances, the one thing that you always have to remember is that the drum really is the heartbeat of the powwow. And when you dance in unison to the drum beat. And that makes it much more powerful for you and understanding. And so we're going to, come on in, Sue. We're going to open up with another kind of dance that you would have seen for the women. So Paige and Riley are going to come out, and we're going to do what we call a northern shawl. So if you two would come up front, I want you to show your regalia here. They spend a lot of time making these things. This is something you just don't go and buy. You make it. And so the northern traditional dance was a little more of a faster dance, but it was more athletic. It was for the young women to dance and express themselves through their dance. And so you'll notice they're carrying these shawls, but as you open up, you see all the gear that they're wearing, and these things are all handmade. And it's something that is kind of simulating the bird or a butterfly as they move around, and it's very athletic. I used to do that when I was 10, but of course with the fancy dance, but if I tried that now, I'd be dead. But anyway, so we're going to show a northern shawl dance, and this is something you'll also see, and if you want to try it at the powwow, go ahead. You'll see just how much effort is put into these things. These things, the people who dance this make it look simple, but in reality, this is a lot of work, and it's very difficult to do. And so that's why we learn to appreciate the effort and the time they put into making their regalia and the effort they put into actually showing the dance. So, Riley and Paige, the Northern Shawl. Okay, now if Megan's ready back there, we're going to add one more dance here. So we're doing a grass dance too along with this. And the grass dance was also a northern traditional dance that was done to push down the grass to make an arena out in the north. And so let's start off with this northern traditional dancing. held this last gentleman back here, Mr. T. Howard, who is dressed in his Bochum clothing. We're going to have him come up front now. This gentleman is very honored among a lot of different groups of people up here and in Oklahoma. He is over 90, and he's still doing what he should be doing because he enjoys what he does, right? And a World War II veteran. Now think how long ago that was. But he's still doing quite well. Come on, Chief, stand up front here. Come on up, Chief. We wanted to see what you're wearing here. Now, this young man, who is still quite young, is wearing what we call a Northern traditional type dance. Because what he's wearing today, with all of his beadwork, but if you'll turn around, let's see your bustle there. Now, the Northern traditional dancers carry these bustles on their back. And this dance was really about coming in and either coming up or sneaking up on an enemy or trying to go and get a comrade who was down. And so this is also a fine dance to express the dance of that, the Northern traditional style. And of course, he's also wearing a roach. He has 2 eagle feathers on top. And of course, he's carrying his eagle fan too, and his dance stick. And so we're going to give you an example of the Northern traditional dance. When we have people such as Steve, it's a great honor to have him help us out in these. And of course, he'll be at the powwow this weekend. He'll be sitting at the drum with Mel here. And, as we go through all this, we do want to repeat about the drums. So Mel Hoefling is doing such a great job there. Let's give Mel a hand for his effort. This young lady here, Jessica, is going to come up, and she's going to talk about those traditions and things that you want to use. So, Jessica, take it away.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? You guys have been really enjoying all this powwow dancing and music, haven't you? Me too. I've been having a lot of fun watching and learning all about it. Now, I'm here today to tell you a little bit about history, about the Delaware history, the Lenape history. Unlike you guys who have the opportunity to be raised in the fine state of Indiana, I was not raised here. I was raised in a place called Lenape. Do you know where this place is? No? I bet you've been there. I bet you if I gave you a map, you could point right to it. You may even vacation there. But you just might not know it by the name Lenape. You might know it by the name New Jersey. Have you ever heard of that state? Yes. We call it Lenape because it's the homeland of the Lenape people, the Delaware people. Before they came to the state of it, or the now state of Indiana, they were first at their homeland on the East Coast in New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. When they were there before any Europeans arrived, and do you know who were the first Europeans who actually got to meet the Delaware people? Do you know who were the first to trade?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm thinking it could have been Christopher Columbus.
It was already mentioned on stage in the beginning of this program. Now, we have a lot of French history here in Indiana. We have a lot of British history. But out in Delaware homeland, we actually have a lot of Dutch history and Swedish history. That's the first people who came to actually trade with the Delaware people. Now, the Delaware, we have to try to imagine, we're going to go back several hundred years ago, and we're going to think about who the Delaware were and how they looked and how they lived. Let me ask you a question. What did the Delaware people make their clothing out of? Raise your hands if you think you know. What did they make their clothing out of? Leather, very good. I like that answer, leather. So animal hides, animal skins that were treated well. You don't just go wearing animal pelts, do you? Those were made for animals. You have to process them a certain way. You have to make them into nice, good feeling leather like you see right here. Do you know what the special ingredient is to make good leather? Any ideas? I tell you what, you have some of this special ingredient right under here. I heard it already over here. Brains, very good. You had to use brains to tan hides because brains have good lotion in them. They make the hides very soft and supple. Just like this, see? Touch that one. It had brains rubbed into it. Oh, it's clean in the brains, don't worry about that, but that's what keeps it from rotting and decay. Or else it'll just be roadkill on the side of the road. This is what took a long time to make nice, good leather, make your clothing out of. But you know what? I'm a little misleading here. They did not just make their clothing out of leather and hides. They also made them out of plant materials. They did, in fact, have woven textiles. Plants today that you might see, like, you know milkweed, right? The monarch butterflies really love milkweed. From milkweed, you can get things like fibers. Here's a milkweed stalk, just like this. And you get these fibers out of them that you can make beautiful, beautiful textiles with. Whether it's certain types of plants or even trees. This comes from the bark of the basswood tree. You can take this and make bags out of it, just like that. And you can even take all those woven textiles and make another very famous Delaware garment known as a woven turkey cloak. They most certainly did wear these. Not only were they beautiful, they were quite warm. That was noted historically, and I must tell you, I've worn these in the winter. They are, in fact, very warm. And they also help to keep the rain off, which is nice as well. They wore clothes that look very much like what you see on stage, only a lot of times with leather and made out of things like natural fibers. Before we were talking about the moccasins, the shoes they're wearing. Look, I have a pair of moccasins right here that are Delaware style. Take a look at your shoes. I bet you your shoes take many pieces of material to make them. They're probably sewn everywhere. The difference is with the types of shoes that the Delaware and other local Native Americans had, it only took one piece of leather to go around the whole foot. It was only sewn here on top and on the back. Look, no seams on the bottom, no seams on the side. These are the types of moccasins that were worn in this region. By the way, I should say that my outfit I'm wearing today is exactly what Delaware people, as well as Miami and Shawnee people, would have been wearing in this region in the late 1790s. So this is a very typical outfit back then. So now we know what the Delaware people were wearing. What about something else besides just what they wear? They like to decorate. They like to wear other things. What else might they be wearing around their fingers and their necks, in their ears? What might they be wearing? Jewelry. What did they make their jewelry out of? Raise your hand if you think you have an idea. Oh, trade silver that came in from Europeans, but this is before Europeans. Did you know that Delaware did have a medal before Europeans came, but it wasn't really so much silver as much as another type of metal. In fact, I have this medal. Oh, look, I have it right here. What metal would that be? Raise your hand. Copper. copper. Native people have mined copper for thousands of years out of Lake Superior. They traded it all the way to the Jersey shores. There were even needles and jewelry made of copper that come from Delaware homelands. They also made their jewelry out of things like freshwater pearls. They made their jewelry out of things like bones. How about stone? Even certain special types of stone that were actually traded to Delaware homelands, like this thing called mica. Mica is a type of stone, but it's a little see-through, and you can actually bend it a little bit. This here comes from the southern Appalachians. They were traded all the way even to St. Louis area. Lots of trade routes. Okay, so we know what the Delaware people are wearing, but what types of homes did they live in before any Europeans ever came to the New World? What types of homes did they live in? We might call them cabins, but they're not exactly like the log cabins. Now, you see, when the Delaware are living here in Indiana, many Delaware people were living in log cabins. But before that, they had their own traditional style of home. And what were we call those? Oh, teepees are fantastic if you live on the plains, especially if you love buffalo meat. But the Delaware are very much a corn-eating people. The corn does not move. So neither will the houses. What is the house called? Wigwam. Say wigwam. That's just one term. That's just one term for a small dome-shaped house covered with bark. The other types of homes you might call a longhouse. Say longhouse. That just meant, did you want to live with a small family or your whole family? It just depended on how big a house you decided to live in. What did they cover their homes with? Any clue? Bark. Very good. Here's a piece of your Indiana tulip poplar bark. Now, the type of bark they used was all different types. It could be elm, could be ash, could be poplar, could be cedar. And you see, hard as lumber and very heavy. When they put this on their house, they used sheets that were, sometimes 5 feet wide and 8 feet long. These houses were very well built. You know, bark is great for shedding the rain. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do much, though, for keeping you warm. And where the Delaware come from, they have a lot of winter season. I should know. My first job was a ski resort back in where the Delaware homelands were. You get a lot of snow and very, very cold winters. So if you needed to insulate your home, you're going to have to make mats that look like this. These mats are made out of cattails. You guys know cattails, right? They're like the long leaves that have a hot dog looking thing at the end of them. Those aren't hot dogs, by the way. Don't eat those. They're not that good. They're a little edible, but not that good. So these here are cattail leaves. Next time you see a cattail, I insist you please go up to it and shake its leaf. It has a foamy interior. It's actually very insulative. And the way these mats are made, if they're meant to go on the outside of the house, they are sewn through like you see right here. Other mats are woven in beautiful designs and put on the inside of the house. If you go ahead and you put up several layers of this, you see how this is getting layered up? That's a heat trap. That's going to keep you nice and warm in the winter season. No problem at all. Now, we've not done talking about the the reason that their houses aren't moving. They lived in, a lot of times, year-round villages back in their homelands. Sometimes you had a camp you went to on the side, maybe a hunting camp or a fishing camp, a place you went with the family every year. But, what was the main food source for the Delaware people? Raise your hand if you think, I've already mentioned it, in fact. Oh, no. Not so much. We did have buffalo that went all the way to New York State in the past. But the Delaware, some Delaware didn't even like buffalo meat, if you can believe that. Deer was a little more, nice. Corn, very good. Come on up. Come on. You can be corn today. You're pretty tall, right? You grow straight, tall, very good. Face the crowd. You can be corn. I have very special corn for you to hold today. I have for you Delaware 8-row blue corn. This stuff was mentioned back in the 1700s. This is stuff you can't buy in the store. A lot of times the Delaware people or special labs hold on to these seeds. Look, Delaware blue corn. And it's braided so it can dry. Sometimes Europeans even call this stuff blue and black corn for the obvious reason. Here, hold on to this. It's your corn. Thank you. Often corn was grown with other crops in the field. Name me another crop that was often grown grown with corn? Any ideas? Wheat was kind of brought over from Europeans. These are native crops. By the way, 60% of the food you eat or more all come from the Americas. Lots of food. Beans, very good, come on up. We found one of your better halves over here. Beans, why don't you stand right here and face the crowd? Now you can eat beans today, and all my food is very, very real. So we have for you some strung Cherokee black beans. If you can just hold on to that. The Cherokee's a little salty here, but we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm missing one crop. There's one crop that's often grown with beans and corn. Any idea what that crop might be? Not tomatoes, though. Tomatoes do come from the New World, so do potatoes, but they don't really have such a big influence up here in the north. Not back then, at least. Oh, we already got beans. We already got beans up there. Oh, carrots. You must be European. No, grow fish. Oh, my goodness. I'll give you a clue. You're probably going to go out to a patch and pick these very soon so you can carve faces into them. Pumpkins and squash. Come on up. Stand right here. Now, unlike beans and corn, squash and pumpkins is a vine that crawls along the ground. So first, we'll give you your squash. Here is pumpkins and pumpkin squash rings that are dry. Everything's dry. Here you go. Now, you have to do as squash does. So if you could just lay down for me, that would be fantastic. Just, be the squash. That would be great. Thank you so much. You do a perfect job of that. I would love to introduce you all to the three crops, corn, squash, and beans, also known as the Three Sisters. I assure you, sir, this is a very, very honorable position. Don't mind that term sisters at all. Because like all good three sisters, go ahead, take a seat, sit back down. Like all good three sisters, they help each other grow. Corn, you grow straight and tall. You give a pole for beans to grow on, and beans, you put food back in the soil, something called nitrogen, which corn, you are notorious for taking nitrogen out of the soil. So you guys help each other out. Beans, you might have the most important job of all. Your big leaves help to keep the moisture in the soil, keep the sun from scorching the soil, keep those bad weeds from growing and stealing all your food. Why don't you guys go ahead and give them a hand? Now, most of their food really did come from the gardens. In fact, actually, I shouldn't even say gardens. I should say farm fields. This is not a joke. Their neighbors, the Iroquois, just to the north in the 1700s, one of their villages was growing 200 acres of corn. You probably don't know what an acre really looks like, do you? Do you know what a football field looks like? Think about 150 football fields planted with corn. That's a lot of corn. That's the amount of corn that many native people were growing, not just for themselves, but also for trade with the Europeans later on. By the way, if you're going to garden, you're going to need some tools, right? Yeah. Ladies, by the way, were usually in charge of the gardening practices, so these are actually her tools. I have here a rake made with what at the tip of it? Deer antlers, very good, so you can aerate the soil. I have here a hoe with a bone at the end for my blade. Any idea what this bone is? A duck foot? I got that one too, a little platypus. But I assure you it's not. It comes from an elk, and it's actually the shoulder blade of an elk and used for digging into the soil with. And maybe one of the most complicated tools of all is this one right here, called the dibble stick. I spent a long time in college to learn this is called the dibble stick. And what is it used for? Raise your hand if you think you know. Digging holes in the ground for the seeds. Sounds so complicated, yet it isn't. That's right. You have to do all this gardening in order to get most of your food. But it wasn't all of your food. You also had to gather your food. You also had to, let's see, what did you gather? Beans, nuts, greens, fruits. How about maple sugar? Do you guys like maple syrup? You guys can thank Native American people. They were the first to tap the maple tree. The Delaware people made lots some maple sugar in the 17 and 1800s, right here in Indiana. In fact, look, I have some of it right here. It's past the syrup stage, so it's turned into a maple sugar. Guess what I'm doing at the powwow this weekend? I'm making maple sugar, in fact. And if you come by and visit me, you can see the sugar, maybe even taste some after we make it over the hot fire. Just the same way the Delaware people did back in the 1700s. But they also did something else to get their food. They also hunted and trapped, right? You had to get some meat. So let's talk a little bit about hunting and trapping. What's your main tool for that? What would you use? What would you use for hunting? Bo, come on up. You know the answer. You must be a hunter. Come on over here. You can stand right here. We're going to give you your bow. Let's see here. Here you go. Are you ready? Are you ready to go hunting now? Or are you just going to smack the deer with your bow? No. What else do you need? No. What goes with the bow? An arrow. Very good. Oh, we happen to have some of those right here. Look at that. What is at the tip of the arrow? Shout it out. Arrowheads were made out of stone, bone, hardened wood, or even copper. What's at this end? Any idea? Feathers. It's deflection. It does not help your arrow go faster, but it sure does help it stay a little more on track. And the shaft of the arrow is wood, but does wood grow this straight in nature usually? No, you're going to have to go ahead and carve it, maybe steam it, boil it a little bit. Make sure it's nice and straight. I will keep the arrows over here if you don't mind, and we'll send you out hunting into the woods. So why don't you just come on over here and stand right there. Very good. Let's talk a little bit about the animals you're going to hunt. I have a little bit of a game. I have animal first. I'm going to hold one up. If you think you know the animal, raise your hand. Do not shout it out. If you get it right, I will invite you to come up here and hold that animal for everybody to see. By the way, and this is the important part, I will teach you how to say it in Miami Indian. I'm sorry to say I don't know much of the Delaware language, but I do know some Miami terms. We are here in Miami home base. Does this sound like a deal? Let's do an easy one. Raise your hand. Do not shout it out if you think you know. Raise your hand. Squirrel, come on up. Everybody, say Anikwa. Very good. You know what? You stay over here away from the hunter. How's that? This is an easy one, but raise your hand. Do not shout it out. What is this guy here? Nope, not an otter. Ooh, you better know what this guy is. Oh, not a possum. My goodness, you guys are in trouble. I'll tell you that. Skunk. Come on up. It's a skunk. Say Chicago. You guys gotta calm down. I can't shout over you. Say Chicago. Sounds like Chicago for good reason. Place of skunk or skunk smell. That's very true. How about this guy right here? The only marsupial native to North America. He even has thumbs on his paws. Who might he be? Oh, we can have monkeys. Monkeys are more like us. They're not really a marsupial, per se. Oh, not a raccoon. Not a raccoon. How about he plays dead and it often gets him dead? Possum, come on up. Stand by your furry friend. Say Ayelia. Stand right here. Raise your hand. Who's this guy? Nope.
Jessica a big hand here. She did real well. Now, here's the other thing. If you guys come to the powwow, bring your families with you. You can get up and look at this stuff very closely, and she can help you and show you how to do some of these things. These are all things and tools that you need to learn. You never know when you might have these skills that she's going to be showing out at the powwow. So be sure to come out here. Now, at this point, I would like to have all the men that are out here in the audience to come up, the teachers, just the men. How many guys do we have out here? Come on up. No, it's just the teachers, the men teachers. Come on up here. Men teachers only. Come on up real quick. We're going to need you. Come on up, guys. Don't hesitate. Come on up. I want you to stand up here, right here in a row. So come on, get up here real quick. All right. Now. Oh, we got 4 of them coming up. Do we have any other men dancers or men out here? Okay, well, now, let me ask you something. Would you like to see these guys dance? Well, okay. Hold up. I'm going to have our women dancers come out and pick out these guys to dance with. Yeah, go ahead and pick your own guys here. And, so 1, 2, 3, 4, who's doing it? Zella and I are going to lead the dance. We're going to do this dance which is called a two-step. This is the only time in the arena that you have a man and a woman dancing together and actually holding hands. And so we're going to do this lead. Now, we do need 2 women teachers. Look, women teachers. Come on, we need 2, real quick. We got 2. All right. Okay. Now, right there, and one over there. Okay. Now, Ella and I are going to lead this dance, and we're going to do what we call the two-step. Like I said, this is a fun dance, and we also do this in the powwow too. So we're going to lead this off, and Elle's going to give us a two-step. good day. Well, all right, we're going to clear the arena. We're going to do a closing song. Well, actually, we don't even need to do that. We want to encourage each one of you to come to the powwow this weekend. So, I hope you all appreciated what you got to see here today. And, of course, 2 words I want you to learn real quick. You guys should know this. So, 2 words I want you to remember from this. 2 words from a language that was spoken here 200 years ago. The Delaware language, the Lenape language. To say thank you in Lenape, you say Wanisha. Everybody try it. Now, also, if you come to the powwow this weekend, if you have to say thank you to anybody, I want you to say in my language, say Wanisha. 2, to say you're welcome, we say Asami. Try that one. So, we hope you guys had a good time today, so come and see us at the powwow and bring your families with you.